friends, and welcome back to my YouTube, or if you're new here, I'm also kind of new here because I haven't posted in over 6 months, and that's going to change this year because one of my goals for 2026 is to start posting more long format content on YouTube. I wanted to start doing these monthly vlogs and take you kind of like through my life as a full-time crocheter, content creator basically, and yeah, just kind of like hang out with you guys here on YouTube because I think that's the fun thing to do. That's what I like to do is I like to hang out with other crocheters and watch their vlogs. So in this clip, we're going to kind of like go over my 2026 goals. Pretty exciting. I know my Christmas tree is still up. That's one of my goals today. I need to get Mr. Millie to get up into our attic and take my Christmas bins down so we can put our Christmas stuff away because it is January 5th currently. I was supposed to make this yesterday, but my camera was not charged properly, so we're here now on Monday morning. I wanted to show you guys my Flash Friday makes from my Patreon. Everybody did a good job. We're going to be showing off my current whips, so like current patterns I'm making that are about to be shown off, and pattern tests I'm working on for other crocheters in the community. And let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, today really I'm just working on getting a tester call up for my newest pattern. I hope you're ready for this. He's so cute. Da, 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 da. Look at him. I love this little guy so much. I had him in my head for at least a month, but because of how crazy like Christmas was and everything, and then just holiday burnout, I couldn't bring myself to start creating a pattern when I just wasn't feeling it, even though I really wanted to make this little guy. I just love him. His tester call is going to be going up today, January 5th, but you won't see about that until the end of this month. But you'll have known that this tester call was up, and I just love him. So I'm thinking Hamlet. Somebody on my Patreon recommended the name Hamlet. I don't remember who it was exactly, but I think that's a cute name. A lot of people were like, Cupid, and I just think it's a little on the nose. Although it would be cute to give him a little mod to like have like a little bow and arrow and maybe some hearts and stuff. That would be really, really cute as well. But we're going to set, I think we're going to set little Hamlet aside, and we're going to talk about what my 2026 goals are. So, speaking of pattern making, last year I wrote a total of 38 patterns. That's crazy. This year, we're going to keep it realistic. 40 patterns total. I think I can do it. I don't think it's completely unrealistic to say I can do 40 patterns. I did a pretty good job doing 38 last year, and that was without doing 12 days of patterns on my Patreon. So I think I got it. I'm just gonna be consistent and have a game plan because last year I did not have a game plan, and I just kind of like floated through the entire year without really much knowing of what I wanted to do. Then I also want to be more consistent on my social media. We kind of touched base on that with like the long format here on YouTube, but over on my Instagram, like I want to be posting like at least 5 times a week, like at least 2 reels a week. I need to start recording myself more. It's something I've really struggled with this past year. I used to be camera facing a lot more than I have been in the last year, and that's just like my own insecurity. I know a lot of people struggle with this. I gained a lot of weight in a short period of time. I started working from home after working at an office job, after having been very active in my entire life, like all the way up until I started an office job. And I was driving an hour, almost an hour and a half to work every single day before I started doing this full time. So it didn't really leave much like time or energy to want to go work out. And last year, it was because it formed into a habit of like just kind of skipping my workouts and not taking care of myself. And it was easy to just order breakfast in the morning and easy to like just DoorDash my food. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was, and here we are. And I'm glad to say that I'm on track to get my lifestyle healthier again and just be a happier and healthier me overall. So that's just like the long way of saying I didn't want to be on camera because I was really insecure that I gained a lot of weight. But you know, it is what it is. We can't go back in time and change things. So we're only moving forward in 2026. Oh, so on top of like the writing 40 patterns, I don't know if it's going to be on top of or maybe included in. I want to write a book this year. I want to write a crochet book this year. I really want to do something that's like mythological themed. I know there's a couple out there, but the idea I have is very unique. So if you're a publisher out there, hit your girl up. I would like to ideally have all of the patterns planned out and written before I start. Somebody's playing. One of my cats is playing out there. I would like to have all of the patterns like planned out and for the most part like written out before I like do proposals and stuff like that. I want to go in like guns blazing, like I'm ready for this. Let's go. You know what I mean? And then hopefully by 2027, I will have a book out. Because I know very well that getting a book out in a year is actually insane. So I told myself if I can write everything this year in 2026, I'll have written a book. And then by 2027, hopefully it's published. I'm putting that out in the air right now. Good juju. And let's see. Yeah, those are like my big goals for 2026, I guess. So write a book, write more patterns, more consistent on social media, and you guys can see my lovely little face more. I don't know. She's kind of lovely, I'd like to think. Anyway, and then today's goals, we're getting Christmas stuff packed, office cleaned. My office needs a good cleaning. We all get there. Yeah. Use more yarn this year. I think that's also a good idea. I want to do more events this year as well. I think that would be great. Like just more in-person events. Last year I was on hold because I had to go away for training and I didn't know like when I was going to be going for training, and then it was like 2 or 3 weeks before I left, they were like, do you want to go on these dates? And I was like, yes. So I was gone for 2 months. But that was like, I was gone all summer during like market season. So I really only did like a couple of like holiday markets this year. So this year I want at least one event a month, minus this month in January because it's a dead month. It's hard to find events in January. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I would like to vlog doing events as well so people can see like just like the whole like backlog of setting up and leading up into it, the setup at the market, how the market goes, and then just like the breakdown and aftermath of it. I think we need a lot more of that so people that are getting into doing markets can understand really fully how it all works. Also, I wanted to talk about how much yarn I used last year. Honestly, I don't know if this exceeded or actually didn't meet my expectations. I used a lot. I used 386 skeins of yarn total. Although I have found a couple of outlier like tags that I like stuffed away in different places. So maybe a little bit more than that. But my totals were that I used Elise Softy Plus the most. I think it was like 144 skeins. Then Premier Basics Chenille. Sponsor me. That was 114. And then it was a big gap because I was so scared of the tariffs that I just hoarded my Zaddy Crafts, a really good chenille yarn. And I only used, I think it was 28 skeins or something like that of Zaddy Crafts. So we're going to pump those numbers up this year and see where I get, especially doing in-person markets. Hopefully I use a lot more yarn this year and support some small yarn businesses this year. And that will be great. So anyway, I am gonna outro this clip and be awkward about it. Actually, no, wait. Let's show off our Mochi makes from Patreon. I forgot about this. So I got permission from my patrons, but we do a Flash Friday challenge every month. I choose a free small pattern that you can get done relatively quickly overnight. And this month was the first month I think it is, that I featured somebody else's pattern because I want to start featuring other crochet artists and growing our community more. My friend Kelsey who wrote this a long time ago. This is Mochi Monster. He's got his little teethers. And he doesn't take very long to whip up, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. He's a chonker for sure. I made this in Bernay blanket with some scrap yarn, and I think it turned out pretty chunky. And I'll put it over here, but the makes that all my patrons made during our Flash Friday challenge, and then they showed it all off on Saturday this past weekend. And yeah, no, it was a really fun little challenge now that like we're really starting to get more consistent as a community and like interacting and talking more and doing more of these challenges. Like I'm seeing more people doing it, and then they're going out and posting it on their Instagram story, and because we used somebody else's pattern, they were tagging her in their story, which made me really happy that she was getting love on her pattern on Instagram. So if you want a cute pocket monster, Mochi Monster by Crochet with Kelsey, this is a free pattern on her Instagram. I will link it below. And with that, Hamlet and I are going to see you guys in the next clip, and hopefully my office is de-Christmasized and clean. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hello, 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 and welcome back to part 2 of this clip, which is not even the next week. I don't even think it's 2 weeks. I think it's like nearly 3 weeks since the last time I recorded. Life just gets busy, and I feel like I just need to start remembering to incorporate this into my work day, because I get down here into my office and I just start my work day and it's like whatever's in my planner, and I really need to work like vlogging into that. But we will get better with it as we go. I really wanted to show you guys some of my makes from this month. A lot of them are pattern tests. I don't know how this happened, but I signed up for so many pattern tests like late in December, like coming into January. So I just had a lot of pattern tests like getting cranked out this month. Oh shoot, I should have recorded the commission I had. I have pictures of it. I will insert it. I made a custom Slakoth for somebody here locally. I will put it up here. He turned out super cute. I got a couple of like clips of it before I delivered it to her. But this is just like on like making sure you have like a good relationship with your customers, and that like you're being a good person to your customers, because this poor girl, we spoke about this like nearly a year ago, and I am just so horrible at upkeeping my emails for commissions and stuff like that, because like I wasn't really heavy in commissions back then, but now I'm starting to. But this girl literally, like, we had started talking about this like a year ago. She wanted to get this made for her friend, and in December, I think, I was going through and I'm like, oh my god, I never followed up with this girl, like after like we had like previously discussed a couple of the details. And so I like reached back out to her and I was like, hey, like I wanted to swing back out and see if you were still interested in this. I'm so sorry, like I don't know what happened in like the delay of communication, or like how I forgot to like check back on this. Like it just was like a lost email to me, and she still wanted it, so we got it going. It really sucks though, because like I feel like every step of the way was just delayed for her, because we had discussed everything. I was like, yeah, by the first week of January, this guy's gonna be done. First week of January, I was so sick. So I emailed her and I let her know, I'm like, I don't want to like make this and give it to you and have it have like, because I had a really bad head cold and you're always blowing your nose, so I'm like, I don't want to have like nasty germs on this. So I waited, and then it was like, I was just sick through the whole weekend, and she was super understanding, so I made it this past week for her, and I got it delivered, I want to say Saturday. Derek and I dropped it off over at the coffee shop, because we met her at a local coffee shop here. And she was so happy to get it, and I was so happy to give it to her. She's like, every single market I do, I think she's like basically there and she buys something from me. And she's really one of the nicest people here. And come to find out, like, we go to the same gym and everything. I'm like, I might have to make this girl my friend, you know? So anyway, yeah, I'll insert clips of that here. I think he turned out super cute. I used this pattern. Let me look it up really quick. Because I want to get I want to shout out the right user. Let's see, Slakoth. I found it on Etsy, It is by CotsworldCrochet. I don't know if they're on Instagram, but if they are, you should give them a follow because this pattern is actually really phenomenal. It's very easy to follow. It's super well written, and like there's just like no mess to it. Like I remember some of my old patterns, like super messy to look at. You don't really know like where you're looking, and like I like seeing the progression of like with my patterns where I'm like, oh, like this works well in other patterns. Like I'll make this look cleaner and just do graphics on the side or something. Like their patterns are set up so well. I would definitely recommend buying patterns from them. So I'll link that one below. Anyway, I wanted to show off some of the pattern tests I did this month. Check out my cute coffee mug. This first one is by one of my very best friends, Kendall, at KP Crochet Creations. Meet Stanley the Stegosaurus. How cute is this little guy? I love these eyes. I can't remember. Oh, these are from Alexandria. These are from Mom Stitchetti, these eyes. I got them a really long time ago. I think these are actually part of when I did, like we took down our Christmas tree and everything, I cleaned and like rearranged some of my office and I found a basket of scrap yarn. We all do it. Don't even lie. We all do the scrap yarn baskets and we forget about them. I went to go organize this scrap yarn basket and I realized there's like a stash of like sinker eyes just hanging out the bottom. And I'm like, oh, that's where all the 40mm eyes like I had bought and like some of these other eyes that I bought like disappeared to when I moved. Haha. So, but anyway, this will be linked below. I'm definitely going to be making more of these. I love all of Kendall's dinosaur patterns. And what I like about what Kendall does with hers is, because I'm a big fan of this, I do this with a lot of my patterns when I want it to be a little bit wider of a base. I start with 10 single crochet in my initial ring. It makes life so much easier. It's a little crowded at first, but once you get past the 20 and like you're working up towards 30, like it works up so quickly. So like you want like a pattern that's going to build up quick, start with 10 because you're going to get a wider base and it's just going to be so quick. I don't know. You guys know I don't really know English. It's my first and only language, but so this next pattern test is near and dear to my heart because I just love Dungeons and Dragons. I love Baldur's Gate. I love like medieval RPGs. Like that is my bread and butter for like entertainment, gaming, whatever. So this next pattern is by one of my other really good friends, Jake from Critter Stitch Studios. Don't poop your pants now. But meet Baldur the Owlbear Cub. Now this pattern does come with like wings, but I chose not to make them because they were optional. And the eyes, check out how beautiful these eyes are. They're from Brittany at Nerdy Girl Crochets. She actually just started a Patreon where you can get a monthly $6 coupon code for her eyes. But she drops like really, really gorgeous eyes that are like usually themed, like usually anime themed or like a metal band themed, which your girl loves. And that's something that Brittany and I both really bond over is like, well, not so much the anime, because I do like anime, but like mostly like metal music. So, highly recommend this pattern. I really love, what I love about these two patterns, by the way, is so you make the legs, and then you start working the belly, and you work the legs into the belly. So I really like how they do that, because if you like have made some of my chibi like 4-legged patterns, they tend to. So you make your legs and then you just make a ring with the legs. And then what I started doing was like you make just a little patch and you sew the patch onto the belly. I actually prefer this and I might start implementing this technique instead of what I normally do for my 4-legged patterns because it is time saving. And if you can line everything up correctly, it just looks better. It's seamless. And I think the legs sit better too. Let's see. Oh, this one. I haven't posted this one on Instagram yet. I love this one. It's so cute. I don't think I did the best job on it, unfortunately, because the white yarn I used, you know how when you buy a skein of yarn and you can just tell it doesn't pull very well? So this was a skein of Premier Basic Chenille in like a creamy color, and it just wasn't pulling well compared to like I was using Elise Softy Mega for this main color, which buttery. love Elise. Like, that is my go-to yarn if they want to, like, sponsor me or something. I don't know. So anyway, this is Tango the Red Panda. This is by Hooked on Toast Crochet. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Very, very lovely pattern designer. I've worked with them before. Let me just make sure it's Hooked on Toast, because I feel like I get people's names wrong sometimes. And I don't want to do that to them. Yes, Hooked on Toast. And she is on Instagram. And I just love her aesthetic. I saw this and I already was like, I have signed up for a couple of other pattern tests. And I was like, I don't know, like I've signed up for a couple, but I also like had just gotten this yarn and I'm like, it would be so perfect for it. And it was. I embroidered the eyes on. I'm still kind of like getting used to embroidering the eyes, so they're not the best, but I think I did a pretty decent job. But I feel like, let me show you what I mean when I say, like, this yarn wasn't pulling very good, this Premier Basic Chenille. I love Premier Basic Chenille. It is one of my most used yarns, but sometimes some of the skeins just feel yucky when you're using them. So, like, you can see here, I just kind of gave up because, like, when I was doing the color changes, it just, like, wasn't pulling for me correctly, and, like, it just wasn't sitting right in the stitch. So eventually, I'm like, well, I've gotten this far. Like, I already made the body and the legs and everything, so I can't restart. So I just pushed through and I made it. But I have to make a post about this because she just did her pattern release. And I will link the description below. But if you're looking for a really cute, unique snuggler pattern, because you don't see a lot of red pandas, Tango the Red Panda might be the pattern for you. And we'll set her to the side really quick. Because I've got quite a few, and we're already like over 10 minutes into this clip. Let's see. First of all, Kelsey's like one of my very best friends. We have a very similar sense of humor. And I just love every time I see her and when I'm with her because it's just like, you can say like the driest stuff and it's so funny between the two of us, but then other people might not get it. But we get it, and I love it. Anyway, so if you're not part of her Patreon, you should be too, because she puts some really cute stuff on Patreon. Anyway, this is one of her newest patterns. This is Flow the Flower. I can't remember if this one was specifically a Patreon-only release, or if she released it publicly. But this pattern actually, like, worked up so easily. I used Elise Softy Plus for the whole thing. These eyes, so beautiful. I actually can't remember where I got these eyes. They're 40 millimeter. I can't remember because I got them so long ago. They were part of that stash that I found. But I love this. I'm definitely going to be making a bunch of these for the Mother's Day market I'm going to be doing this spring. I think this will be a really cute Mother's Day gift. I think like flowers and like really big makes are going to be like two big trends that we see this year. Just like flowery in the spring, and just like people doing series of just like giant makes, because that seems to be doing really well. I really love this turtle color from Elise as well. This is just Elise Softy, but I double stranded it. So those skeins are a bit smaller, so I was actually playing yarn chicken while I made this, and it worked out well. But I love how cute this pattern is. I gave her some little eyebrows and a little lash. I might do 2 lashes next time, but I wasn't sure how it looked, and I had to take photos for tester appreciation on this one. Let's see. Oh, another one. Let's just get all of the Kelsey patterns out of the way. Her little Belle the cow, and it literally has like a little, I'm sorry, my thing is over here and I keep looking to make sure I'm in frame, but she's got like a little bell. It's from a game, she said. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the game. Let me see if it's in the pattern. Belle the cow. And she really is so cute. I embroidered the eyes onto this one. I think it turned out very well with the embroidered eyes. She, in the pattern, gives you directions on how to do felt eyes and nose. I don't believe there's a note for what game this is from, but she made it from like a game that she likes. And I just thought it was so cute. It worked up very quickly, very easily. And again, this is another one of those patterns that you just make the legs and then you start the ring and you work the legs into the ring. So it's all one piece. I really am gonna have to try this. I'm so sorry. I keep looking over to the side. I'm one of those people where I'm like, I just gotta make sure I'm in the screen and also that I look good. You know what I mean? Let's see. What pattern do I want to pull next? Okay. If you are a fan of Crafted for Comfort, which I am a huge fan, you need this pattern from her. And these eyes, I believe, are from Allie Mackenzie Crafts. Oh, they're so pretty. This is her Loch Ness Monster pattern, which is actually a mod. I still have fuzzies. It's actually a mod of her Not Lapras pattern. I had to make this because if you are local to the Lake Champlain area, you know Champy is a local legend and everybody loves Champy. So I made Champy the Lake Monster out of her Loch Ness Monster pattern. I'm for sure going to be making a bunch of these for local markets because I know they're going to be a hit. We have, in September every year, we do the Battle of Plattsburgh. I think that this will be a hit at the Battle of Plattsburgh market, and also probably for the Vermont Sci-Fi Fantasy Expo, because the Vermont baseball team is literally the Vermont Lake Monsters. Like their mascot is Champy. So I think that this is a great pattern for me personally, as somebody who lives in an area where like local celebrity mythological creature Champy is a big deal. So I think they even like have a whole thing about him at the Echo Center across the lake in Vermont. So this pattern worked up very well. Not for beginners though, I would say, because she uses short row techniques. I'm going to say it's not for beginners only because beginners have a hard time grasping the concept of where do I put these stitches, like what is inside a stitch and what is outside a stitch. And it's really important that you understand, like when you're doing the short row, like where you're placing your stitches as you're making the neck for this, because this is literally, besides this, the legs and everything, like the fins are the only thing that you sew on. This is all one piece. This is incredible engineering of crochet. That's why I'm like a huge fan of Hege's patterns from Crafted for Comfort. It's because she's engineering her patterns. Like, you know that there's like time and thought and just so much work going into this to make it such a unique and good shape. But yeah, I will be making tons of these for local markets. Do I have any other pattern tests in here? Oh, this is from last month, but this is, actually no, I think I posted it this month. This is Crochet by Smurfs. It's from her Trainer Buddies pack. I only made the Pikachu. A bunch of people from the pattern test made everything, but I only had time to make the one that I signed up for. I will be making a bunch of these for the Sci-Fi Fantasy Expo and for any Comic-Cons that I do. Whoop, I got a little fuzz on here still. But yeah, this is a very easy pattern. It works up. Crochet by Smurf is a wonderful creator as well. She's doing a lot of really good things in our community, and she does a lot of good things that like create a sense of positive community in crochet world on Instagram. So make sure you give her a follow. Go get this pattern. It is linked below in my video, okay? I mean, I did a lot of pattern tests this month. All right, and now I want to show off everything that I made for my patterns this month. So let's see, what do we want to do first? Well, you guys already saw Hammy, which that is releasing this week. And then I love these so much. I have to make another one today. I'm doing the pattern release for this today. I made little Cornish pixies. This is my pesky pixie pattern. I've been wanting to make a Cornish pixie pattern for probably well over a year now at this point, but I just haven't thought about like how I wanted it to work. But I knew I wanted him to be floppy. Look how cute this little guy is. And the wings are all one piece. And the antenna are actually crocheted into the head. This little guy works up really quick, like maybe 2 hours. This is my January, one of my January Patreon patterns, so it's only available on there if you want to get it. I will link my Patreon down in the description. But But what's better than 1 is 2, and what will be better than 2 is the third one that I make today, because I do have to get a couple extra photos for my pattern before I release it. I want to say that this is like probably one of my new favorite patterns that I've created. Oh, I'm knocking over my water. So I just have nothing else to say. I'm just so in love with it. That'll be my giant make. Giant pesky pixie. Oh yeah. Because I just want to like make a big one and like hug it because the limbs are floppy. And I remember when I made my golem, which has floppy limbs, it's just so huggable. You just want to hug it. So I might make a giant weighted one. We'll see. Let me know what you think below if I should make a giant one, make a series out of that. Yeah, little pesky pixie. He's going away. And then, really, honestly, my Patreon was like on a Harry Potter kick this month. I don't agree with the things that J.K. Rowling says, but I think everybody can come together and recognize that the wizarding world and the actors involved with it are all very great people and do great things for all sorts of communities in our world. So, J.K. Rowling aside, we don't support that lady. She says some really mean things. This is a really nice thing. Sorry, Pippin really wants attention today. He said, look at me. Yeah, look at me. Okay, so this is my mandrake pattern that I'm going to be putting out for free. Free this will be. I put a lot of work into this pattern, and I've been told, and I know I probably shouldn't release this for free because I could make good money off of this, but one of my goals was to make myself and some of my patterns more accessible this year. So this is going to be released for free. I don't know if I'm actually going to post the whole pattern on my Instagram, but it will be available for free on my Patreon, or not my Patreon, my website on Friday, January 30th. It is currently in testing. What's really great is I decided, because I was trying to find a way to like make all of my members on my Patreon feel more involved, because they don't always all get to be a part of testing, like when I pick pattern testers. So on my Patreon, because this is going to be a free pattern, I said, anybody that wants to test, send me your email and you can test this pattern for me. And that's what we're doing right now. And then I have a couple of like private testers as well. But I just love how this guy turned out. I sat down one night and I literally, like, I didn't write anything down. And it was like 8 o'clock at night and I really, really wanted to make this. And so I just like freehanded the whole thing, crocheted the whole thing. And the next morning I went and like wrote it down. And I made another one, just to have it like shorthand written down. And, yeah, I think he turned out very, very well. I love his little crochet together legs. What's funny is, like, I'm not saying I started a trend or anything, because, people, like, need time to, like, create these things or whatever, but, like, after I posted this, I did see a couple other mandrake patterns pop up, and I was like, but it's so funny how, like-minded people are in our community. The one that I saw, I was like, damn. That one is so much better than mine. Like, it's got so much more detail. But again, like, this is going to be available for free. So I didn't want it to be too complicated, because there's not going to be, like, too much support behind it. As much support as there are with my paid patterns. Because, like, when you buy patterns, like, you can message the people directly. So I wanted to make it simple, easy to follow. You don't feel like you need to message me if you're going to make this. It's, yeah. I love this little guy. His name's Thorin, because I thought Thorn was a little too on the nose, so Thorin. But yeah, he's gonna go off to the side now. Let's see. And Hammy, I have a couple of Hammies down here. Hammy is releasing this week as well. Testing took a little bit longer than I anticipated, just because I was a little delayed in getting the pattern to my testers, and I wanted to make sure that they had an appropriate amount of testing time. So he's going to fly back off the screen. Actually, he will be getting, I said this in the last clip, he will be getting a Valentine's Day mod. I think I'm going to make it this coming week after he releases. I might do it while I'm on my crochet retreat trip with some of my best friends. we decided that like last minute we wanted to get together and do a crochet trip, because it's always like your trip is never going to make it out of the chat, because not everybody is ever going to be able to make it. So we were just kind of like, all right, who can make it? Let's just do it. Let's just book an Airbnb and go, and like whoever can come to the next one can come to the next one. So Pippin, please be nice to the dog. He bullies our dog. It's not great. So, I'm going to be vlogging a little bit of that. I'm actually, because it was cheaper for me to fly out of Boston than it is at my local airport. So, I'm driving 4 hours to Boston tomorrow and staying the night. And, I'll be vlogging my crochet trip. I do have a couple things that I really want to make on this trip, and I'm really hoping that I do. So, one is a hexagon cardigan, which I'm going to show you the first one I ever made after this. So I'm going to make one of those. If you watch Delicious in Dungeon, I want to make one of the little mushroom guys that you see in the first episode, and his feet are mushrooms. So I'm going to pack stuff for that. And then I'm probably just going to pack like a couple other like project ideas. Maybe I'll pack the yarn to make my giant pesky pixie. You can't say it 3 times fast. Pesky pixie, pesky pixie, pesky pixie. Maybe I'll pack yarn to make my giant pesky pixie. Wow. So anyway, let me show you. I'm really proud of this, by the way. It's not done yet. I made my first ever cardigan. My first like real wearable. So the sleeve on this side is done. I just have to finish the sleeve on this side. And she'll be done, and like weave in my ends and everything. But I did, because I'm 5'3" and a couple pounds overweight. I made this with, I did the recommended hook size, so it was a 6.5, and I did 21 rows, so I really didn't have to do too much extension on the sleeves. I didn't do any extension on the bottom because I thought where it sat was perfect. But I only did 1 extra row on the sleeves, and then in the back I did, where is it? So in the back I did 1, 2, 3, 4 extra rows on each side before connecting. And yeah, I think it turned out really, really beautiful. I just have to like weave in my ends and crochet this cuff. My plan is to wear this while I'm traveling to Texas, which I think this will be a great airplane wear, only because I'm on a 5-hour flight. I am kind of, so if you know me, you know I'm like terrified of flying, and I have really bad like flight anxiety. So that was like part of my incentive in booking out of Boston, as well as I get 1 flight instead of 2 flights, because where I live, you need 2 flights to get anywhere. It's just great being stuck up in this little North Country bubble. So, 1 flight, 5 hours, knock my butt out with some sleeping meds, or I can just put a book on, and I think I'm going to start my second cardigan on the plane, because I got this really pretty yarn. I follow this girl on TikTok, and I saw that she had made one with this yarn, and I thought it turned out so beautiful. So I'm going to make one with it as well. I don't know if I'm going to do the same border color. Hers was like this like tan, like brown color, which I think looks really beautiful with this, but I might try something else. But this is Red Heart Super Saver, and it's bitty stripes. It comes with 515 yards. She said she used 3 skeins. I'm going to bring 4 with me just in case, because I used what I thought would be the right amount for this first one, and it was not enough yarn. I had like very, very little yarn left at the end, and I wound up crocheting in some extra colors towards the end for like the borders. So hopefully, I think this will be enough. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm excited to start this. I think I'm going to vlog me crocheting some of this like while I'm traveling, because I might even start it tomorrow night at the hotel, just to like kill time before bed, because I like to crochet before bed to kind of wind down. Whoops. Good thing it's going to be for me, Ghost, huh? He always has to come say hi. Come on. He knows when the camera's on for some reason. He's like, I gotta be more active and say hello to everybody. Yeah. Can you get down? I love you. I actually am making another. I left my crochet bag up in my bedroom because I was crocheting last night. But I am making another one right now with this color. I'm not going to bring this project with me. This color actually is going to be, so I have to fill out my application and everything still, but I think they want me at their shop. There's a local shop here in Plattsburgh that I had discussed selling some cardigans and like some other select items at their store. And so this is going to be one of the cardigans that's there. If you have color suggestions, let me know, because it's probably not going to happen until like mid-February. And I'll probably post some on my website. I'm not really sure a good price point for it because I haven't like timed myself. I have been doing really good because like I've been doing more commissions. I have been doing really good of like, hey, like this is like how much I charge an hour. This is how much, you know, the materials cost. This is the price altogether. And people are typically good with it. So I will have to time myself making it. I am going to have to get quicker at making it though, because I think other people sell it for a lot less than I would sell it. Just because I work amigurumi a lot. I don't work wearables a lot. So I just need to get quicker with it. But it was a really fun, like, no-brainer project. I could just throw on, like, the Traders or Drag Race and just go to town whipping it up. Yeah. But I think I'm going to end the clip here because we're already at, like, 30 minutes, which is insane. I didn't think I could talk this much. I hope you're enjoying this. And if not, don't say anything. I don't know. If you do like this video, though, please make sure you give it a like. I'm going to end the clip here, but you will see me in my next clip, probably getting ready to leave tomorrow, which I do have to tackle getting ready to leave very stealthily, because this guy back here gets the nervous poops when I leave our house at all, because he's a Velcro dog. So, me being gone from home at all is very stressful on his GI system, apparently, and, yeah, we need to discuss that with his vet at this point, but we've finally narrowed it down to it's me leaving that makes him have his little breakdowns, unfortunately. So I gotta sneak my suitcase back in here and pack my suitcase stealthily and then sneak my suitcase out of here without him noticing. I think Mr. Millie is gonna have to take him on a walk as I'm getting the car loaded up or something to that matter. But yeah, I will see you guys over in the next clip. I will probably be getting ready to go on my trip, and maybe we can talk about what I'm going to be packing into my yarn bag for my flight and everything. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so it is now the next morning. I have been secretly packing my things and moving them to my boyfriend's office where my suitcase is so my dog does not get nervous. All seems to be going well. We have been getting some rather concerning weather updates. So here in my home state, we are expecting extremely low temps over the weekend. So my boyfriend is gonna have to like be making sure he's like got the heat cranked at our house because we rent an old house, and like it has like the water dripping and stuff, just to keep our pets like warm, healthy and happy, and him too. I care about him. But then the other thing is where I'm going, Texas. If you don't remember 2021 when Texas got snow, it wasn't so great. Sounds like Texas is going to be getting some freezing temps and snow over the weekend while I'm there. And my friend Kendall, she's not a doomsdayer, and I'm such a northerner that I'm like, it's just snow, like, whatever. But she is, like, fully freaking out because she lived through everything that happened in 2021 in Texas, with, like, the power outages and people running out of food and stuff like that. So she is a bit worried about it. We did extend our Airbnb to Monday just in case because the inclement weather is like Saturday into Sunday and everybody's supposed to be flying home Sunday from this crochet retreat. So we'll see what happens. I am really glad that my boyfriend and I decided that I wasn't going to take my car. I'm renting a car to go to Boston for my flight because we didn't want me to be leaving my car there over the weekend. Because the parking there was actually, like, I could not find, like, reasonable parking prices there. And then also because I don't want to leave my personal vehicle somewhere, like, that I'm not from and I'm not familiar with, and I don't know if, you know, where I'm parking is safe. So I'm renting a car one way there and dropping it off today, and I'm staying the night because I have an early flight in the morning. So I'm actually glad we decided to do that, because if I do fly out and, like, I have trouble flying home, things tend to happen up this way with flights where you kind of get rerouted mid-flight if there's inclement weather and the airport you're originally flying to cannot support you landing due to, like, snow and ice. So I'm glad that I did the one-way option with the renting, and that I'm not bringing my personal vehicle, because if I do get rerouted, then I can just rent a vehicle at a different airport and drive home from there. That's no big deal, so lucked out on that. But I'm not too worried. Again, I've got a northerner, like, mindset where I'm like, it's just some snow, like, we'll live. We'll keep the faucets running or whatever, extra water. You know, I'm bringing my blankie. I've got my new crocheted shawl, cardigan. So, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But I do say, like, prepare for the worst, even if you're expecting the least. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be under-prepared if something does happen. So, yeah. Anyway, my mother-in-law is coming to pick me up soon so I can get that rental car. And I'm going to eat lunch. I have a few other things just to pack away, and then I'm going to head out of town because it's about a 4-hour drive to Boston from here. But again, I'm kind of breaking even now that I'm, like, renting a car. But honestly, I would rather have the peace of mind of, like, I have one flight, I can knock my butt out with, like, sleeping medication or whatever, and not worry about, like, delays with, like, a secondary flight and stuff like that, because I already have enough flight anxiety that I don't want to deal with that. So I'd rather have this peace of mind and drive 4 hours away from where I live. Anyway, let me show you this. I finished the sleeves last night. I'm loving this. I think for my next one, I am going to follow what that girl on TikTok said, like, her directions, because I don't like how it's, like, curling in at the bottom. But she turned out beautiful. This is my first ever cardigan. This pattern is the Hexi Cardigan by Passionate Kelsea. Kelsea Passionate on YouTube. She has a great tutorial. She's got a pattern available too. Sorry, my I have my camera thing over here, so I look at you. I'm trying really hard today. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, in my next few clips, you'll probably see, like, my yarn that I've got packed up for the trip, because I've already got a couple pattern ideas. I'm manifesting season 2 of Delicious and Dungeon, so I'm going to crochet the mushroom guy from the first episode that, like, runs across the screen at the beginning of every episode. I want to make another cardigan while I'm there. I think I already said that. And I think I'm going to make, like, a freehand, like, toothless pattern, based off of, like, because I really like the size of my, like, little pixie. So I think I'm going to make a toothless that's, like, this size. I think that would be cute. What else did I say I want to make while I'm there? Oh, I think I want to make a Twilight Tory, another Twilight Tory while I'm there. And I think I might write a pattern while I'm there. I don't know. I'm kind of, like, trying to be, like, laissez-faire, like, go with the flow. Because last time I way overpacked so much yarn. This time, I'm only doing a carry-on. I'm trying to pack just, like, very lightly. I'm trying to leave a little bit of room because I know I'll have, like, you know, projects that come home with me. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I will see you guys in the next clip. I will hopefully be pretty much packed and ready to walk out the door with a non-anxious dog. And, yeah. Also, worst comes to worst and our trip gets canceled, I just have a nice dinner in Boston and drive home tomorrow. You know what I mean? Gotta see the bright side and everything. Alright, so I'm all packed up. As you can see, I'm in my rental car, and I am up on the ferry. So that's what you have to do when you gotta get from New York over to Vermont and you want to get to Boston in a timely manner, is take the ferry across Lake Champlain. It is pretty wavy today, not as bad as it has been in the past, but enough to like give you a little bit of motion sickness. Not too awful, but yeah, I'm on the road, I'm all packed up, and I should be there in about 4-ish hours, but I left an hour later than I would have liked to because I had to go to Target to get myself a charger for the car. So we'll see about that because I'm going to be hitting Boston like rush hour traffic. So, and it's not very delightful to drive through, especially if you're getting into the city, which I think I'm probably will be because I'll be around the airport. I haven't been there in a long time, so I don't know. We'll see. But the next time you guys see me, I will be in my hotel room showing off the yarn that I packed for this trip. Okay, so I'm in my hotel room and I was going to show you guys a couple of the things. I was just going to show you guys the yarn that I packed for myself. So I already showed you a couple clips back the yarn I'm planning on making my new Hexi Cardigan out of. Special feature from my first one. But yeah, this is what I have. I've got a couple of acrylics, but it's literally all Elise Softy Plus because I have a problem. So that's all the yarn I'm bringing on this trip. Hopefully it's enough. I think I might ask if we can stop at Michael's really quick before we go to the Airbnb because I want to make a Twilight Tory, but I didn't bring like a thick enough yarn, or like I couldn't find a yarn that I was liking enough to be the hat. So I might see if we can stop at Michael's really quick. I'm not gonna take them out because it was a pain to get into my bag, but I also brought some like iron on like lacy looking things because Kendall's bringing an iron for me to use, and I brought a bunch of safety eyes. So that's about it. I packed really light. I'm really proud of myself. Normally I'm such an overpacker. Last year I had a giant suitcase and it was pretty much all yarn, and I packed up a couple different kinds of outfits because I thought we might be like going out and stuff, and like truly we just stayed in the whole weekend, and I was really looking forward to that this time. So we're definitely staying in the whole weekend. I think we're going out to dinner like one night and that's it. So yeah, but the next clip you see me in, I don't know if I'm gonna film anything about my flight because I get a lot of flight anxiety, so I usually just try to like not think about it and just distract myself and just you know, get on the flight and just get through it. So the next you hear from me, I will probably be in Texas. So I don't know, we'll see, but good night. I just inserted like a couple of clips from my trip, but I really didn't like record too much. I am clearly back home, feet little ghosty here. Getting home was a bitch. It was flat out. Saturday, so we knew weather was coming, impending like doomful world ending weather to Texas. And So I went there knowing that that was a possibility, and like getting home, traveling, probably wouldn't be too great. What I did not anticipate was being the first one home at all. Being the only upstate New Yorker, did not expect to be the first one home. Um, so I think Saturday, because I was like, I'm going to play it by ear. My flight is Sunday. I think it was Saturday morning I woke up, and my flight had been canceled overnight, like while I was asleep, and they'd rebooked me to like something ridiculous with 2 different layovers, and I said, that's absolutely unacceptable, especially with like winter storm advisories. I just need to be on a direct flight home. So I rebooked to Monday morning. I flew out of Texas at like 7:30 a.m. I think was the flight I moved to, and was not bad at all. What's so funny is I was one of the only flights that made it out of Texas on Monday morning, and one of the only flights to land at LaGuardia on Monday morning. Also, if you're catching what I'm laying down a little bit here, I was supposed to fly back home into Boston, and that's not home for me. That's 4 hours away still. Nothing was available into Boston, honestly. So I was like, I'll take my chances and fly into LaGuardia. And I cannot believe I made it home first, which is so crazy because I took another night to stay. I stayed at my great aunt's house halfway upstate because literally I was like, oh, I'm going to push through. I called Derek and I was like, I'm going to push through. Like, it seems fine. Like, it's just spitting a little bit of snow. Nothing to worry about. I get just a little bit past Saratoga, and it was like somebody flipped a switch on, and snow was just, like, it was gross, it was wet, people were, like, driving like jackasses on the road, and I was like, I am not going to do this. I'm so tired. I did not sleep at all Sunday night into Monday before my flight because I was super anxious about my flight, and, like, waking up on time. I had to be up at, like, 4 a.m., and my Uber driver picked me up at 4:30. And it took us an hour. The airport was 20 minutes from our Airbnb. It took us an hour to get to the airport. It was crazy. The roads were insane. Texans don't know how to handle any kind of snow or ice. Their infrastructure does not exist. Literally, so, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. They got sleet, which, not a big deal here in upstate New York because our roads get cleared pretty quickly. Texas, they don't do that. So they got a thick layer of sleet, like, and it just, like, froze on Saturday. And then Sunday, they got, like, fluffy traditional snow over that. They didn't clean either of these at all. So then the fluffy white snow, once it condensed down, because snow doesn't just stay, like, fluffy and white and whatever forever. Like, it condenses down after it's sat for a while. So it condensed down, and that froze onto the solid ice. And so my Uber driver, I should have said, hey, do you want me to drive? This guy showed up in a freaking Kia Soul. A Kia Soul to drive me to the airport on ice at 4:30 in the morning. I can't tell you how many times my heart dropped into my butthole that morning. Never again. I felt safer driving like almost 5 hours home in blizzard conditions in upstate New York because I'll insert a clip. I think I have a clip somewhere. I'll insert a clip like right here. The roads were like pristine on Monday when I was driving all the way until I got to Saratoga later in the day when the weather like started again. So lucky enough, it was only like half an hour away from my great aunt's house, and I crashed there for the night, and I drove home. Yeah, what's today? Thursday? I drove home Tuesday morning. And Derek left left work on his lunch and came and got me from the rental car place and drove me home. So that was nice. I just realized my mic is over here, so if it's sounded wonky at all, it's because my mic was laying facing away from me. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so that was my adventure getting home from Texas, and that was crazy, but I wanted to show you guys what I made while I was in Texas. I actually did write a pattern while I was there. I actually wrote 3 patterns while I was there, because why not, when in Rome? But it was easy because it was just like the same body base, and then I was just like different like heads and like accessories and stuff on it. So it was like nothing like crazy. It was just like the same pattern just with different reiterations on it. I did do the toothless pattern that I was talking about. this tester call is live right now. Tomorrow when this video goes live is when I'm probably going to start picking testers. So the tester call was like almost a week long. But I think he turned out so cute. Kendall and I were like joking around the whole time because she's like dusk, like, because it's like the same size. It's dusk. It's clearly not the same pattern. Like, it's a lot chunkier. So we were like joking about dusk, and like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna name mine Dawn. So we were like cackling about that all afternoon. And then I did post a tester call. Originally it was a joke, but then a lot of people really wanted to make it, so I'll just do it. It's not that big of a deal. But I mean, you can only cut the toothless pie so many different ways, am I right? You can only cut the dragon pie too many different times. So, it's already an oversaturated market. I don't care. I'll add back into it. And you know what? I'll be cocky and say, I started this trend a little bit. A little bit. I don't know. If you think back 2-3 years ago with how to snuggle your dragon, so. I'm reclaiming my Fury Queen throne. Kendall, I'm coming for you. I'm kidding. So yeah, that's one thing that I made while I was there. I think I might have made the most plushies while I was there. I can't remember if it was myself or Kelsey, because we both were just like grinding the whole time. It was nice to sit next to her the whole weekend too, and just like, we were like back and forth, because we think very similarly when it comes to like writing our patterns and like creatively and stuff like that. So like, we were just back and forth a lot on our patterns, and like what was really fun, it was like as I was like spitting out my patterns, and like she wrote one while she was there too, we were like making each other's patterns as we wrote them, which was like really fun. It's a very different experience to like be able to sit and crochet with other people for an extended amount of time, because I don't really have anybody up here where I live that like does it the way that I do it. In terms of like amigurumi, like there's a few people here that do like wearables and stuff like that, which I'm dipping my toe into. But yeah, I don't really know anybody up here that like crochets like amigurumi and like wants to like hang out, and so it's nice to have friends to go do that with, and I hope other people do too. It's definitely hard up in this area just because everything's so far away. Like Freaky Tiki, Ashley, she lives up here in New York State, but she's like an hour and a half away, and you wouldn't like, so it's just hard to like meet up with people in my area, unfortunately. So I have to fly to Texas to go see them. Anyway, here's another dragon. Oh, I dropped something. Here's another dragon that I made. I think this, I'm considering making this. How cute is this? This is Yuri the Snow Dragon. Look how pretty the eyes are. Those are the Gemini eyes from Lush Lux Loops. They are so beautiful. She turned out really cute. So this one, I think what I'm gonna do is make it a, like, one of my loyalty tier patterns that's like Patreon exclusive. Because my 12-month loyalty tier is just all dragon patterns, and I wanted to try to get more like actually like exclusive dragon patterns up in there for my patrons. So I thought this would be a cute addition, and add a couple more in there this year, so it's not just like all my publicly released patterns. So that way it's like it truly does feel like exclusive to be like receiving those patterns. But we can only do so much with so little time and write so many patterns. So I'll start getting more of those up in my Patreon realm. Oh, and this was the third pattern I wrote. I don't know what Pikmin is. I just saw a cute picture on Pinterest. I'll insert it here. But I saw a cute picture on Pinterest while I was like scrolling. I was on the toilet scrolling. And I saw this cute little like star dude, and I screenshot it and I sent it to Kelsey, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to make this. And she goes, oh, it's like Pikmin. No idea what that is. I couldn't even tell you if it's like a game or a show. I brought it home though. My boyfriend said, oh, Pikmin. And I said, what is this? So, this is my star dude. Insert innuendos here if you would like. I think he's cute. And these eyes are so gorgeous. I can't remember where I got these from. I almost think I got them from Ivory. Oop, I'm going to hit you with it. I think I got them from Ivory Rose Artistry, Sydney, before she dropped off Instagram and got like busy with life and stuff like that. But I don't know. I might put this out. Maybe this will be like another Patreon tier exclusive, like loyalty tier pattern that I put out eventually. I I just wanted to make it. And then Kelsey was like, oh, I want to make one too. So like I wrote down some of it for her to make. Hers is really cute. I'll have her send me a picture and I'll insert it up here. She made a purple one with like a little flower because she really wanted it to look like whatever Pikmin is. But yeah, as you can see, all 3 of them are just like my little floppy body pattern. Just kind of readjusted for whatever I want them to be. So, yeah. I think this might be my favorite from the weekend because it's just so ridiculous. Yeah, if you want to see this as a written pattern for me, let me know, and maybe we'll make this happen. With some, like, we can do, like, mods and stuff for, like, different toppers. But, yeah, I think he's cute, little star dude. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. This isn't Toothless, this is Noteef. He never wound up with the name Dawn, it's just Noteef. I thought that was cute and clever and just stupid like me, so. Now we're gonna get into, like, some of the things that I actually, like, made from other people while I was there. I mostly made my own things, I won't lie. This is from Lemon Cat Crochet. This is, oh, why can't, I'm blanking on the name. I'm so sorry, Jensen, hang on. Akari, right? Hang on, I'm going to your Patreon right now. Let's see. Also, I've been living on my Patreon since I got home because I am so far behind on work. It's not even funny. I've been busting my ass to catch up on my Patreon right now. So, yeah. Like, yesterday, Wednesday, I'm sure they probably got annoyed. Like, I was posting nonstop on my Patreon yesterday. So, Akari, the Wishing Star. I'm definitely going to be making more of these. I actually really enjoyed making this. I was originally going to make Twilight Tori from Lula Blues. And, I don't know. Kelsey was making one of these, and I looked over, and I've been seeing it on Jensen's Patreon, and I really, really wanted to make it, so I said, F it. I'll make one too. I think I actually, like, just slightly beat her as well. Like, she started well before me before I decided to make it, and I beat her. I don't know if you can see the eyes. I'm pretty sure these are from Sydney as well, so I don't know. Don't plan on buying these ever, because I don't think they're actually available anymore, but I think they're beautiful. I love eyes that have, like, just a celestial feel with, like, moons and stars. I just think they're so pretty. But this pattern was wicked easy. Yeah. I made it a little differently than she did in her directions. I started with a circle, and I just crocheted my limbs in. Whereas with hers, it's kind of similar to Oak and Marlowe's, like, little, whatever they're called, where you make the 2 legs, and then you just chain them together, and you crochet around, and make a round out of that. I have no problem doing that, I just didn't feel like messing around with it, so I did this. And it was easy. Highly recommend this pattern. I will link it below. There's going to be like 80 patterns linked. Maybe, here's what I'll do. I'll do a January pattern roundup video, and then we'll do all the links in that one. I think that probably makes more sense, and you'll get a little bit more content from me. So, yeah, I'll toss this little guy to the side. Highly recommend that pattern from Jensen. This pattern, wicked cute. I actually had some influence in the name, because I was like, oh, wait, my sister's name is Livie. But Kelsey's newest pattern is Livie the Love Pup. Little French coquette girl styles. I love her. I'm going to make a couple more because I think I might do a little, like, Valentine's Day drop on February 1st on my website for anybody that wants to buy some cutesy little Valentine's gifts for their Valentines. I didn't have all of the color that I originally started with, so I just was like, you know what? She's a little patchwork puppy, and she's a love pup. She's so cute. I think these are eyes that Brittany made, I want to say. Nerdy Girl Crochets. We did, like, an eye exchange while we were there. And I just, like, I don't know. You would expect to do, like, pink or red with, like, a pattern like this, but I just wanted something silver that would pop out a little bit more. And she turned out so cute. I think we got some pictures of them side by side, but I think they're on Kelsey's phone. So, and since we made so many of the same patterns, we made a reel that will be on Instagram, just, like, comparing, because, like, her tension is super tight when she uses Elise because she doesn't normally use Elise. Whereas I use Elise all the time, so my tension's a little looser with it because I'm more comfortable with it. I throw my stitches a little faster. But highly recommend this pattern. Let's see, the test is due like the 3rd or the 4th, I think. So I would expect it to release next week if you guys are wanting to be making this little cutie pie. Now, that's everything I finished while I was there. I did start. This wasn't going to be a pattern or anything. I just wanted to make a little mushroom dude. But I didn't finish it before I left. So he still needs his mushroom cap. Oh, you know what? I'm going to cut to the next. I forgot about this. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm manifesting season 2 of Delicious in Dungeon. It's in my heart. It's in my mind. I check like once a week to see if there's any like, teases about it. If you watch Delicious in Dungeon and you know the mushroom guy from the first episode and that runs across the screen every single episode, I just wanted to make myself something that was like cute and huggable. I might actually make this with blanket yarn instead, so I can have like a huggable pillow on my bed. But I worked on this guy like all day, one of the days that we were there. I don't really love the cap. I definitely need to redo the cap. I might redo it and use my Mort the Mushroom cap, honestly. Because that one turned out, I don't know what I did, if it was like too many increases when I came to the cap. Not my best work. You can't win them all, am I right? So, I just thought it was cute, and it's stupid. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. Anyway. So that's everything I made while I was in Texas. It really truly was such a good time to sit down and hang out with like all my crochet besties, and like bond with people. It's really sad that like we don't get to see each other more often, but we all live like strewn across the country. I don't know if anybody like wants to like meet up and do like a crochet retreat on a beach somewhere in the summer when it's not inclement weather time. Let me know, because I would be down to do that. That would be fun, But today though, so today is Thursday the 29th. Where'd he go? So today, Hamlet the Pig released. And just on a deeper like note and everything, like you are like, this is a safe space for people to like share and like be themselves and stuff like that. I just want you to know that. I don't agree with pretty much everything that's happening in our country lately, and I don't think it would be right for me to have a platform and not say anything, you know what I mean? I'm not typically somebody that, like, talks about this stuff, 'cause I don't feel like I ever really have the right words to say, or, like, the right political education, but at the end of the day, even if you are clueless to anything that ever happens, like politically, worldwide, all that business, you don't need, all you need is common sense. All you need is common sense. So anyway, all that to say, this first week that Hamlet the Pig is live, half of all the sales of this pattern are going to get donated to the New York Immigration Coalition. They do a lot of great work for immigrants. My mind is already blanking. Anyway, they do a lot for like immigrant rights, and right now they're doing a lot to help with immigrants to face backlash against everything that's happening with enforcement with entities such as ICE. So if you would like to go support that, or even just go donate directly, I'll link it below. It's a very important cause. I think any cause that's working towards that right now is pretty important in our country, because human lives matter, dude. Like human rights. I just don't understand how people cannot have common sense in this day and age, and like to see everything that's happening out in the world. And I know I'm not the most well-spoken, but I just can't sit here and like watch the things that are happening and see the things that I've seen in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and not even say anything and recognize that it's happening. So I think that's all people are asking for. And if you're one of those people in the crochet community, in the art world, trying to say to keep politics out of it, you have to remember that art is inherently political. It's been used as a form of protest as far back as people can remember. And yeah, I'm saying it with my chest, and I don't care if that offends you, because if that offends you, that means you just don't have common sense. I'm sorry. So, Hamlet the Pig, now available. You can get out my website, my Etsy, or my Ko-fi, and half of all the sales are going to go to New York Immigration Coalition. So, yeah. And with that being said, I do have to show off. Okay, listen. I decided to finish this vlog instead of finishing this pattern. Everything's running behind on my Patreon this week. Everybody knows, because I couldn't get home on time. I was supposed to be home Monday. This is my Niffler pattern. I'm going to call him the Sniffler. I'm taking the photos for the pattern right now. I'm having a hard time wanting to make anything after like making nonstop for the last week. So I took a break to finish this vlog. But this pattern will be available hopefully by this Saturday on my Patreon. He is cute. This is the prototype. The prototype has he's a muscle man. He's got his little coin. I think he's a cutie, but I don't know. Like I said, yeah, not every pattern is the best pattern ever, am I right? So, yeah, I did my best with this one. Maybe I'll like find a way to do it better in the future, but sometimes I just can't wrap my head around how I really want to do something, and then it's like I'm working with a deadline because like my Patreon needs to have this before the end of the month, and yeah, maybe one day I'll redo it. But for now, this is the best I could do for him. But yeah, all that being said, stay happy, stay safe. I hope you guys like this vlog format that I'm doing. I'm going to try to do one like once a month. I would like to do a pattern roundup once a month. I think I will go ahead. I'll probably film that right now, actually. Why not? And yeah, I will see you guys on the upside, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you click below, subscribe, hit the notifications so you get like notified when I go live. Or sometimes I will go live on YouTube when I upload to YouTube. And yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite pattern from this month was. It doesn't have to be something from this video. It can be anything. So, bye!